Boom, boom, boom. This is Kendrick coming at you from the corner. How's everybody doing today? All right, so we got a little bit of Azur laying on tap. And guess what? She's in the house, everyone. FDG is in the house. That's right, we completed her early this morning, so wanted to do this video just specifically to focus on FDG, focus a little bit on the Iron Blood fleet in particular, and do a little bit of discussion on some of the other ships that we're going to be using for Operation Siren. So let's get started. All right, so first, FDG is in the house. Here she is. FDG is the most powerful ship in the game. She does the most damage. She's a beast in PvE or PvP. She's just an all-around OP ship, and that's the reason development cost is so high. I mean, normal development is 1 million for development stage 1. Development stage 2 is 2 million. Her development stage 1 was 1.2 million, and her secondary development stage was 2.4 million. So you had to do a lot of experience with. You got to use a fleet of the same type. So I had to use the Iron Blood fleet, which is why I've been, as you've been seeing me in all the videos I've been focusing on. I have been using my Iron Blood fleet for everything: dailies, doing upper story, the maps, running events. Always been using the Iron Blood fleet for all of those, as well as sticking them in the dorm. So they've been soaking in like sponges experience, which all transferred to allow me to finally complete FDG this morning. Yeah, I did my was doing my I just finished the dailies and jumped in and was doing a little bit of the upper story. I think I was doing some on 11, and yeah, the shipyard icon popped up with its little red dot saying something needed to be done, and she was complete. I knew she was because I looked at her yesterday. She was hovering at about 98%, so I knew it was going to happen pretty soon. So let's take a look at the skill set. Now remember, these skills are all level 1 since I have not had time to level her up. So anything that's in green means it's dynamic and will be increasing as the skill is leveled up. And I will, of course, let you see what the skills look like once I've got them done. I'm going to put them in this evening after the other skills that I have are complete, and I'll pop them in there and start working on them as well. I've got enough books to completely max them out, so it should be interesting. So when this ship takes damage, or when an enemy comes within close range, this ship fires a special barrage that ignores the enemy's armor type, and the barrage is based on the skills level, and it has a 15-second cooldown. What's so awesome about this particular skill is the fact that it ignores enemy armor type. So when you're dealing with the weapon fires a weapon. Let's say it fires at a ship with light armor, does 100% damage. Well, when that same ship fires at a ship with heavy armor, it might only do 70% damage, or 70 damage, okay? This does not matter. When this fires, it will do maximum damage, meaning it'll always, no matter if it's a light armor, medium armor, or heavy armor ship, it's always going to do the maximum amount of damage because it ignores the enemy armor type. The game has a modifier based on armor type that decreases the damage done based on the ship's type of armor. This allows you to skirt that particular modifier. So that's another reason that she does the most damage in the game, is because of that. So that's pretty nice. Symphony of Destruction, interesting skill names, and this is Sonata of Chaos. As you can see, they got very creative, cool sounding names as well. So let's take a look at this. When this ship fires an odd number salvo, so we're talking 1, 3, 5, and 7, it increases its reload by 30 and damage dealt by 10 until its next reloaded salvo. So as again, these are green, so they're going to increase dramatically as the skill is leveled up. But it's interesting. So you got reload and a damage, another increase in damage. Okay, reload by 30%. That makes you deal out faster. That means you shoot salvos faster. 30% is probably going to be closer. It's probably going to be around 40, maybe 45% when you're done. That's a lot of damage really fast. There's really not many ships that, as a matter of fact, I don't think there are any ships that have that big of a reload buff. So she's probably going to be firing faster than just about any ship out there. And then when the ship fires an even numbered salvo, so there you're talking 2, 4, 6, and possibly 8, it increases its crit rate by 10 and its crit damage by 30% until its next reload salvo. So another damage upgrade. So again, reason she's considered the most powerful ship in the game. And then last but not least, we got Rhapsody of Darkness. I think this right here is what takes her into, in my opinion, what takes her into the OP realm, because this is like designed specifically to not die ever. That's what this designed to do, and this is what makes her a beast in PvP as well as PvE, is because of the fact that the depths that they go to in this skill to decrease the damage is just amazing. So it applies a buff to the ship based on its hit points. Okay, so when the hit points are between 100% and 70%, it increases its firepower by 10%, and again, that's going to be going up because it's dynamic. So when she's between 170, everything's good. She's just giving herself a damage buff, firepower increase. Okay, so she's, again, reason she's the most powerful ship in the game, doing the most damage, because another firepower, and all three of her skills have some type of increase in damage. Okay, but now when between 70 and 30, they give you another 4%, but again, that's going to go up to possibly maybe 10% to 15% more firepower, but it then reverts to a damage taken decreases by possibly between 10 to 15%. So she's immediately seeing that her health is between 70 and 30. She's saying, okay, I need to decrease my damage, so I'm going to drop that off. Less damage. And if she does by any chance ever get below 30, another decreased damage taken, another 10%. That's probably going to go up to about 20 when the skill is fully leveled up. So basically, you can see possibly maybe 30-35% damage reduction once she gets below 70%. Well, 30% actually is when everything will kick in. So below 30%, she's going to have about a 35% reduction possibly. So that's just amazing. It's one of the reasons she is a beast at PvP, is because of this skill. So you've got, damage to increase her damage and increase to keep her alive, which is what, ship dies, it's over. So this takes care of all of that. So this is an excellent, this is one of the most damaging skill sets I've ever seen in terms of making a ship OP, and she is an OP ship, which is why her development costs are so much higher. So she's a really good ship. So I've been running, like I said, I've been running my Ironblood fleet with her to get her, because you have to use a fleet of the same type of ship, so you have to use Ironblood ships. One of the reasons that it takes so long, but there isn't actually a lot of holdups on the Ironblood fleet. Is the fact that you can't really get the main ship, and the main ship is Bismarck. She is the flagship. So if you can't get Bismarck, you can't really, it's difficult to put together an Ironblood fleet that can really do, that can really amount to something. Fortunately, I got her when she came out. She's build only. You can't get her within the story. She's like Nagato. You have to wait for when the event for her comes around. So that's doable. However, they do have, they just added the Divergent chessboard to the archives, just for your information. But there's also a fleet, a build rate up going on for a special, and you can get Graf Zeppelin and Tirpitz in here. Bismarck is not in here. Okay, unfortunately, Bismarck is only up when the event is up, just like Nagato. Nagato is only up when the Sakura Empire, the Ironblood, or when the Crimson, I can't remember what it's Sakura, Crimson something. She's only up in that. Bismarck is only up when they have the that event up for her, which I think they had it 2 months ago. So you can't get her unless you're doing that event. But they do have Tirpitz and Graf Zeppelin in that limited rate up. So if you want to go for them there, you can try to. If you don't have those two ships, you can try building for those. But here's the fleet. We've got Graf, Zeppelin, and Tirpitz, and then we got Bismarck. FDG will be replacing Graf Zeppelin simply because Tirpitz deals a ton of damage. Frontline is the frontline is really the weakness of this particular Ironblood fleet, and that's because Z23 just doesn't do a lot of damage, or I'm sorry, does not take a lot of damage. She's almost, she running the upper level, she's taking some serious heat. The wing ships take the most damage. When the ships move down like this ship takes the lead. When the ships move up like this ship takes the lead. So the ships on the edge invariably take more damage. So that's where you need to put both your most powerful ships. Prince Eugene's a tank, so it's not a problem. I'm going to start moving Rune to the corner, but I don't want to lose Rune because Rune does out a ton of damage. Okay, I mean, she's a priority ship, and I've got her fully maxed out, and she just annihilates whatever she hits. So I don't want to lose her. So that's why I have her stuck in the center. But I'm probably going to have to start moving. I might have to start moving her out just until I can get my next phase done on this. So the next phase, and what I'm pretty much considering doing, I haven't debated which one to go for yet, is I'm going to go ahead, now that I've got enough fleet tech. See, once I completed FDG, I got the fleet tech points. The only way to get fleet tech points in the faction here is to limit break ships. Unfortunately, since there's not a lot of Ironblood ships, it's difficult to get the Ironblood faction upgraded. So I finally did that once I completed FDG. I finally had enough ships in there with enough limit breaks to actually get into the point where I can do priority 3 ships, mains and or Odin. I like Odin's look, but in terms of what I need, what I'm looking for is a tank. Mains is just the best one, and she's got a shield and a skill that allows her to increase her evasion and her speed, making her harder to hit. So in the long run, she's going to be much more in terms of what I'm looking for. So I'll probably end up doing mains. B for firepower, H for, so that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. In terms of actual more damage and what it does, Odin's a little bit better, but I probably just, I might do Odin. I just don't know. But I have enough Ironblood tech points now to actually do them. So that's what I do. But that's probably going to be my next ship. These are priority 3, but it takes a little bit of time. So we'll see. But that's the tentative plan. But in the meantime, the Ironblood fleet's ready to go. Looking from the standpoint of Operation Siren, which is going to be coming up pretty soon, we're going to need to. I'm also working on these ships. I've got them in the commission right now, doing the commission for them, the 1200 oil commission. Shinano, Duke of York, Shandiar, Cow, and Amagi, and as well as George is already maxed. I just got to get some more blueprints. So I'm working on blueprints for her and Friedrich FDG right now. Like I say, Rune is completely done. Margaret's completely done, and New Orleans, St. Louis. I've just got to work on her luck. The luck skill, the fate simulation. After you complete development to 30 and maxed out to stars, you can do a fate simulation, which will allow you to gain luck for those ships. So that's all I have to do for her. So not something that I'm in a rush to get completed. So, but yeah, so that's it. So Operation Siren, they're not sure. It looks like it's not going to be coming out this year. They're looking like the beginning of next year as when it'll finally roll around. And that's with that, we're going to be seeing an increase in max ship level from, I think, to 125 is what they're talking about. So definitely want to make sure you get enough of those chips from the daily. You can get your cognitive chips from the daily mission. This is open every day, so make sure you run this every day and you get the cognitive chips, because increasing this, they're going to be increasing it. It's going to take a lot of gold and it's going to take a bunch of chips, but to get to the new max level of 125. But that'll be for the ships. So that's something that they're talking about too. I'm not sure when exactly. They might drop that out before they actually do Operation Siren, but it's difficult to tell. But it's in the works, so just get ready for it. So that's where we're at in terms of that. So everything seems to be going good. But yeah, I do have her completed. So I'm going to work on her. As I'm working on her and getting her up, I'll do some videos periodically to let you know how things are going. And just getting ready. I want to have 4 fully operational fleets, fully maxed, ready to go by the time Operation Siren comes out, because that's where, if you want to get the extra, what they're called, I think they're called gold plates and stuff, to increase your weapon levels. The weapon level is going to go up from 10. I think they're talking to maybe 12. So if you want to do that as well, you're going to need to get some stuff. And a lot of that stuff's only going to be farmable within Operation Siren. So we want to make sure that it's that we've got some fleets that can compete in there and at least do some of it, so we can get some of those chips. So that's why I'm focusing on getting some of the priority ships, because they're going to play heavily in that. You're going to need the high-powered ships to get through some of the content, and if you want to get all the content, you're going to have some pretty powerful fleets. So I've got a couple, but I'd like to have another two, because you can't access. It looks like you can access the dock from within the actual Operation Siren event. So you can be pulling ships and fleets out of your dock as you need them. So having a couple, 3 or 4 fleets might be a prudent way to go. So that's what I'm going to look at right now, is trying to have 3 or 4 that are really up to par. I've got my current U.S. fleet, which I'm running right here. This is the current U.S. fleet. This is fully leveled up, fully done. I can do max level with this. This is my HMS fleet I was primarily using for PvP. But I haven't been using it much because I've been focusing on my Ironblood fleet. But I'll finish leveling these up. But they've got a pretty good setup too, and they got pretty good survivability. I can just do a minor adjustment from their kit to take them from a PvP kit to a PvE kit. And then, of course, the Ironblood fleet, which will add FDG here in the place there, should make it pretty powerful too. 2 priority ships. You got Rune and FDG in there. Turpitz is one of the highest dealing ships in the game as well too. So and Bismarck's no slouch. And with the wing survivability of maybe Odin, but I'm leaning more towards Mains. I think this will be an extremely powerful fleet. Quite possibly one of the most powerful that I have, considering FDG in there. So, and 2 priority ships. Runes, that's what Rune's known for as well, is her damage. She's a beast as well too. So having that much firepower, FDG, Rune, and Turpitz, and Bismarck, and then having survivability of Prince Eugen. She has a shield. Prince Eugen does. So Z23 is definitely the weak link in that. I put a little bit more evasion on her. We'll see if that helps. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to focus on another ship for that corner, as they do take the most damage. But we'll see what we can do. For right now, powering through the map. When we get finished, she's health is really low. I haven't lost her yet, but I had to do 11 with her because 12 was just a little bit too much for her. So, yeah, so we'll have to see. But for right now, everything is good. So what I'm going to start working on getting FDG leveled up. And start packing on those stars, and I'll let you. We can do some events. I'll give you updates as I do Azur Lane content. But new event will be coming up. Should be coming out on Wednesday. They should be having the next event up. Right now we're pretty much in mid-event, so the only thing really going on is the raid up for the Ironblood ships in the build section. There really is no event per se going on other than that. Just the your monthly log-on event, which is always in the specialized core. To get some core for getting the UR Bullens, which are going to be needed for the UR ships. Shinano, namely right now, but there's supposed to be more coming out, so we're going to need to be able to get those. So we're definitely work on getting some of those, some of the specialized core, so you can purchase the actual Bullen. All right. So thanks a lot for watching the video. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Once you've subscribed, you'll see a bell. If you click on the bell, you get notified each time I drop content. All right, so thanks a lot for watching. This is Ken Rear coming at you from the corner, signing out.